Public interest in the environment right now is at an all-time high, even hitting theaters with Al Gore's film An Inconvenient Truth. Question is the interest right now serious enough?
Well, I want to remind you, this isn't the first time this has happened. In 1988, public interest around the world was at its peak. The environment was the #1 issue. A guy ran for president of the United States and said, if you vote for me, I'll be an environmental president. His name was George Bush. And once he got in, he showed that campaign promises don't mean a damn thing. So we've already been here before. In 1988, scientists from around the world gathered in Toronto, and they said, we've got to do something about global warming. They said, we've got to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 20% in 15 years. 1988, Brian Mulroney appointed Lucien Bouchard, the Minister of the Environment. I interviewed him, and I said, what's the most important issue we face? He said, global warming. I said, how serious is it? He said, it threatens the survival of our species. So in 1988, we already had the environment at the top of the agenda. You had the Minister of the Environment saying it threatens the survival of our species. Scientists are saying 20% reduction in greenhouse gases. We didn't do anything. So here it is 20 years later. Now the environment has come back up. Climate change is at the top of the agenda. Now the question is the same thing going to happen? We commissioned Angus Reid to do a study of public opinion. And he says it's very, very different today from what it was in 1988. In 1988, it was primarily a young, white, middle-class movement. In 2007, it's a movement that goes to every socioeconomic level. It's young and old, rich and poor. It's a very much deeper issue. Is it deep enough? I have no idea. But right now, looking at what governments are doing, it's way too slow. We've already started an experiment with the planet. We've altered the atmosphere, and we continue to make it worse. Every year that goes by, we're making it worse. And we cannot afford to have these damn politicians who suddenly think, oh, the public cares, doing all of this mouthing stuff, but not doing anything.
What's your message for Stephen Harper?
Well, Mr. Harper has never shown in the campaign up to where he is now. He's never shown that the environment mattered at all. He had to replace Rona Ambrose who was mouthing his policies because the public wouldn't put up with it. Now he's put John Baird in. John Baird is a much stronger politician. He's an attack dog. He's a much tougher, crusty guy, but I don't see any indication that he's serious about dealing with climate change. He's making a lot of noises. What is the first thing he did when they came into office? They canceled all of the Liberal policies. Now, he was absolutely right that the Liberals talked a good line, but they didn't do anything. But they did have some policies, and they did have some good things going. They canceled everything. Now he's bringing them back slowly. We're wasting time. We're wasting money. He's got to get on with serious reductions, and if he's going to be serious, he's got to bring Alberta into line. So he's got to bring Alberta into line, and he's got to start serious cuts immediately.
What was your reaction to Stephen Harper's announcement Wednesday to expand the park in Northwest Territories, the provincial park there?
I was up in the Arctic at the time. I didn't hear anything about it, so you're only telling me about it now.
And what country would you say is currently a model for others in greenhouse gas emissions, and what are they doing that we should be?
Well, there are a lot of examples of countries, of states, of municipalities, and of corporations that are doing big things. There's the Rockefeller Brothers Foundation have a thing they call the Council of Reducers, and this is a list of governments, of corporations, and of individuals who have radically reduced. We're not talking 10 or 15%, but 50, 60% reductions in greenhouse gases. And it's got a list of hundreds of groups. So you just have to go to the Rockefeller Brothers and look at the list. There are dozens, hundreds and hundreds of groups that are radically reducing and saving money. Toronto, I think, is a model for what's being done in public places. They have a thing called the Better Buildings Partnership, where the government gives money to retrofit buildings and make them more energy efficient. And they have saved hundreds of thousands of tons of CO2 because of this program. I mean, there are literally too many for me to recount.
You spoke about the youth today.
Fifth question. I thought there were three.
I can end now. That's okay.
Go ahead. What was it?
You spoke about youth today and providing them with education and the tools to make the proper decisions. What do you think about our Canadian education system? Are they doing enough to educate young people on the importance of environmental issues?
No, I don't think so, but there's certainly an interest in it. Roberta Bondar in Ontario has just finished a study of the kind of things that we have to do in education to get people more environmentally literate. And that was it just came out last week. So I think there are going to be enormous repercussions of this. I'm going to see Premier McGuinty on Tuesday, and I'm going to be pushing the fact that we need more eco-literacy and understanding of the environmental issues right from kindergarten right on through. And I think in the teaching profession there's a tremendous interest in this. So it's just a question of getting the political commitment to do this. It's very hard because education, as you know, is a provincial affair. So it means that we've got to go to every province and convince the government that this is an important issue. But certainly among the teaching profession, tremendous interest in this.
Thank you very much for your time.